So we're going to Target right now, and I'm gonna get a binder, but on the way I wanted to show the 4 COVID cluster spots that are on campus. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So the first place that we're stopping at is literally right beside my dorm, and it is Hinton James. So just today, Hojo got their announcement that that they had a cluster. And what UNC defines as a cluster is simply 5 or more people in a small, compact area testing positive for the virus. So that's one of them. That was the one that got announced today, one that got announced yesterday, and 2 that got announced the day before that. So on average, we're getting about 1.3 cases of these clusters every single day now. And up at the very top is our next cluster. So the next cluster is right here, and it is Airing House. So Airing House was one of 2 that got announced on Friday. And one thing I've noticed is like all the dorms so far, they're very social dorms. So you're going to see that with both Morrison and Hinton James Hojo, that they're both like dorms that have like suites where like 8 people live in them. And then these are the ones that we know of right now on South Campus. And then going up to North Campus, you're going to see 2 more. And they're like a much different case, but still more of like socially focused on why there's clusters at these places. I've noticed this is probably the most annoying mask that I own. It just constantly keeps sliding down on my nose. So every time I put it on and talk for a bit, I've got to make sure I adjust the ear loops. But it matches my shirt, so. Also, I got a matching hat and socks for this too, so I can fully deck out in Ramsey, Tokyo. So we're at the 3rd cluster now. It's down there on the street. It is Sigma Nu fraternity, and what we've heard from the reports of that one is everybody who lives in the house has tested positive besides 2 people. So we don't know the numbers for the rest of the dorms and everything. We're waiting for those to get released tomorrow. But overall, that sounds like the worst, scariest one out of all the 4 clusters. So the final of the 4 COVID clusters is right here. It's Granville Tower West. I think it's the west. No one said that it's the east, but the east has, I think their first day has been pushed back like 2 weeks because of construction and everything. So the west tower also said they had some COVID clusters. And honestly, just like I said, it mostly being a social thing of why this stuff is spreading. And with like Granville and the fraternity house, those are just more social places where people are known to just get out more and hang out and everything. And then meanwhile on South Campus, it's 2 buildings that have suites with 8 people in them. So it's 8 people all socializing with each other instead of like some of the dorms where it's only 2 people. Also, it's just seemed to be way more active up here actually. There's just been way more students going around. I've seen a lot more people without their mask on up here. So overall, it's just like it's more likely to happen up here and just spread more up here. So Target's right beside Granville, so now we've got to find a binder somewhere. So the day has finally come that I've been dreading for a really long time, and that is Monday, August 17th, when they were going to release the new COVID-19 numbers for UNC. And for this past week, we've had 135 new positive cases, 130 of those coming from students and 5 of those coming from employees. they tested a total of 954 people, which means that these positive rates are coming back at a 13%. That means over 1 in every 10 students who goes and gets tested comes back positive. The quarantine dorm that was set aside for people who come into contact with positive cases has been completely full. They've started sending people to different hotels and everything. And then the chancellor sends out an email and he says classes are officially going all online. They've also mentioned that you can cancel housing with no penalty whatsoever, and that they expect many people to move off campus. So what it really looks like is that they're trying to get us off campus now 1 week after we moved on and started class. And it's just really disappointing to see all this planning, all these guidelines going into place, and then not being enforced whatsoever, and basically students getting to do whatever they want without much punishment for it. I've seen a few students get home, but the majority that are taking mass risk are just either not getting caught whatsoever, or when they are getting caught, there's no punishment going against them. There's no example being set. So, looks like we may be headed home soon, and I will just have to keep you updated on, what happens with me for the rest of the semester. So, I'll see you in the next video.